The sun was already high when I finally pried my eyes open, heat clinging to my skin like a second layer. A heavy arm was slung possessively across my waist. A solid wall of warmth pressed against my back from shoulder to calf. I let out a slow breath, gathering strength before shoving the dead weight half-draped over me. I added a sharp kick for good measure. A sleepy grumble vibrated against my spine. Eyes still closed, the man hooked his arm tighter and dragged me back against him, burying his face in the hollow of my throat. Just a few more minutes, sweetheart. His breath was hot against a sensitive patch of skin, and I arched involuntarily, grabbing a fistful of his hair to pull him back. Leo! Get up. Leo finally blinked, seeming to register his surroundings. He ran a hand through his sleep-tousled hair, the light from the dorm window catching on the blonde strands. You hungry? I'll go grab us some breakfast. I gave a non-committal nod, my main goal being to get him out of the narrow bed. He fumbled on the floor, located a crumpled t-shirt and pulled it on before heading for the door. The door clicked open, followed by the voice of our roommate. Leo, your better half still sleeping? Leo's reply was hushed. Going for food. Keep it down, will you? Don't wake him. The voices faded, and silence settled back over the room. I threw off the thin sheet and glanced down, exhaling slowly. We were both men, yet I could never be as effortless about it as he was. Maybe because my conscience wasn't clear. Lying there, I stared at the water-stained ceiling tiles until my heart rate settled. Then I swung my legs over the side. Our other roommate, Ethan, was already at his desk, scrolling on his phone. He looked up at the sound. Timing is everything, man, Ethan said, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. He held up his screen. Leo just got cornered by some kid in the quad. Someone posted it to the campus forum. You might want to go perform a rescue. By the time I made it to the central courtyard, the scene was winding down. A loose circle of onlookers was dispersing. I hung back at the edge, seeing no reason to step into the spotlight. Leo looked thoroughly irritated. He dragged a hand through his hair, his brows drawn tight. Come on, man, give it a rest. I'm straight. Seriously. The boy facing him had carefully styled hair and wore a distressed denim jacket. His eyes shimmered, his lower lip trembling. But you and Timothy, you're always, that's different. Leo cut him off, his tone flattening into something hard. You're not him, and we're both straight. It's not like that. Like that. The phrase hung in the air, cold and familiar. I hadn't heard it aimed my way in a long time, and never from Leo. The boy's face went pale. Leo seemed to realize his own harshness and backpedaled slightly. Sorry, didn't mean it like that. Just, I'm not gay. Timothy isn't either. With a shaky nod, the boy turned and hurried away. Leo scanned the remaining crowd, his expression icy, and people quickly found somewhere else to be. I had only taken a few steps when rapid footsteps closed in from behind. A hand closed around my bicep. Hey, you came looking for me? Leo held up a paper bag from the local bagel shop, a pitiful look on his face. He leaned in, his forehead brushing my shoulder. I braved the morning rush for your everything bagel with extra cream cheese. You didn't even try to save me. I extricated my arm. Leo, was that guy disgusting to you? Yeah, he answered without hesitation. I'm a guy too. This, I gestured vaguely between us, isn't appropriate. His frown deepened, genuine confusion in his eyes. You're nothing like him. You don't cake on product or wear those kinds of clothes. You're just you. And you're always good to me. He paused, then landed the final, casual blow. Besides, you don't even like me like that. A whole string of qualifiers, but the point was the last one. Because I didn't have feelings for him, I was allowed to stay. I was safe. My expression must have shifted, because his voice turned tentative. Did I say something wrong again? When I didn't answer, he assumed it was a blood sugar thing, reaching out to steady me. I flinched back violently, my hand smacking his forearm with a sharp crack. He froze, his arm suspended in the air between us. I smoothed my features into neutrality. No, you're right. It's just, we should probably dial this back. Give each other some space. We were in different majors. I turned and headed to my lecture without looking back. My phone buzzed incessantly in my pocket until I finally silenced it. That night, after my shower, I walked back into the steamy bathroom to retrieve my laundry. Leo was there, holding my boxer briefs over the sink. He'd been doing that for over a year. It started during our first brutal East Coast winter, when my hands would turn raw and red from washing clothes in the dorm's basement. He'd see them, scowl, and tuck my icy fingers against his stomach until the color returned. Eventually, he just took over. I've got tougher skin. It's just one thing. If you feel bad, just be nicer to me. He'd grin then, all eager energy. But now it felt wrong. Don't worry about those, I said, stepping forward. I can handle my own stuff from now on. My fingers brushed the fabric. He didn't let go. He turned, studied me for a long moment, then suddenly moved forward. I stepped back automatically until my shoulders hit the bathroom door. There was a distinct click as he reached past me and slid the lock home. He caged me in, his voice low and pleading. Tim, tell me what I did. I'll fix it. Leo was always like this, uniquely tender with me, prone to harmless, clinging affection. It had let me believe his feelings mirrored my own. I'd forgotten that straight men could be recklessly open, calling people sweetheart without a second thought, blurring lines without ever seeing them. I met his gaze. The words stuck. It's not you. It's me. This just isn't working for me anymore. I pushed against his chest until he gave way, then left the bathroom without another word. Leo, however, proved selectively deaf. Later, when he tried to climb into my bed as usual, I planted my foot firmly against his sternum. What are you doing? Going to sleep? You have a bed. He glanced at the perfectly made, empty twin across the room. I'd almost forgotten. Leo, with his aversion to shared bathrooms and small spaces, rented an apartment off campus. He'd begged me to move in with him sophomore year. I'd refused, so he'd essentially moved in here instead. His expensive, rarely used apartment was just storage now. Then go sleep there. He flashed his phone. Past midnight. Campus gates are locked. This from the guy who scaled the fence weekly. Ask Ethan or Chris to bunk with you. Across the room, Chris clutched his blanket to his chin. No way. You two work out your domestic disputes without involving the innocent bystanders. Leo's lower lip pushed out in an exaggerated pout. They don't want me. You never minded before. When my expression didn't change, the act dropped. He pressed forward against my foot, using his greater strength to crowd onto the bed. He pinned my ankles to the mattress, his body settling heavily between my legs. Tell me the real reason, he demanded, his broad frame blocking the overhead light. I gave a short, humorless laugh. Because we're both straight, Leo. This looks weird. I might want to date someone eventually. So might you? His gaze darkened. You like someone? Who? His mental leaps were astounding, but I didn't correct him. None of your business. He pressed down, his weight making it hard to breathe. I shoved at his chest. How is it my business? He grumbled, ignoring my resistance and burying his face against my neck. His stubble scraped my skin. Don't date anyone. We're good like this, aren't we? I tilted my head back, eyeing him with skepticism. You don't get to decide that. And for the record, I'm not interested in anything platonic. He went still above me. So that's it? You need that? His hand slid from my ankle up my calf, towards my thigh. If I took care of it, would you stay? I jerked, clamping my legs together, trapping his hand. Leo, you're straight. He looked genuinely troubled for a second. Then it cleared. If it's with you, it's fine. And guys help each other out sometimes, right? A cold anger washed over me. Who else have you helped out? He knew me too well. His tone turned instantly placating. No one, sweetheart. The thought of anyone else. I turned my head away, using my knees to push him back. Get off. He resisted. In my struggle, my hand caught the side of his face with a soft slap. His head turned with emotion. Before I could feel more than a flicker of guilt, he took my hand and pressed it to his other cheek. Hit me again if you're still mad. Unbelievable. I yanked my hand back, rolled over, and drove an elbow into his gut. He wheezed. Go to sleep. One more word and you're on the floor. He stayed quiet. For one night. After that, he became a sentry, suspicious of anyone who came near me, especially women. Tim, our class president, Jessica, called from the doorway. Got a minute? I gathered my books. Sure. Leo immediately stepped in front of me. What do you need? I can do it. Jessica gave him a puzzled look. It's a student council meeting. For Tim's committee. Leo's shoulders relaxed a fraction. I pushed past him without a word. After the meeting, ignoring the string of texts from Leo about dinner options, I went to the library with Jessica to work on a group project. We'd just settled at a corral when she nudged me. Isn't that Leo? I looked up. Leo was peering around a bookshelf. Caught, he strode over and dragged a chair from another table, planting himself beside us like a guard dog. Can we help you, Leo? Jessica asked politely, just waiting for Tim. Don't mind me. His gaze, however, was a laser beam fixed on me, intensifying whenever Jessica leaned in to point something out on my laptop. Finally, I shut the screen. Let's finish this online, Jess. She agreed and left. Leo immediately brightened. Sweetheart, I booked that table at the Italian place you like. Leo, I said evenly. You're being disruptive. His smile faltered. I just wanted to have dinner. I have other plans. It was true. I was meeting an old friend. His face clouded. With who? Not your concern. His hand shot out, gripping my wrist. How is it not my concern? You want space, I'm trying, and now you're running off with someone else? I pulled free. What are you, my keeper? I'm going out. Don't follow me. The bar was dim and buzzing with pre-weekend energy. Ben was already there, his auburn curls bouncing as he waved me over. Tim, over here. He enveloped me in a hug. Missed you. It's been 2 weeks, Ben. He slid into a booth, studying my face. You're upset. Let me guess. Leo? I took a sip of the cocktail he'd ordered for me. Don't. It's always Leo. What monumental act of obliviousness has he committed now? After I summarized, Ben rolled his eyes. He's a beautiful, clueless oak tree. And you, my friend, are just as bad. He leaned closer, a glint in his eye. I have an idea. He pulled out his phone and tapped the screen. A little leverage. Use it wisely. I didn't go back to the dorm that night. The next afternoon, I headed to the outdoor basketball courts. Leo's economics team was playing a rival school. I arrived at halftime. His team was leading, but Leo looked grim, dark circles under his eyes. He scanned the bleachers, and when his eyes found mine, they lit up. He started toward me. Sweetheart. Tim. You made it. A different voice, cheerful and close. Sam, the leverage Ben had provided, pressed a cold bottle of water against my cheek. I startled. You're late. I saved you a seat. What were the odds? Sam went here and was on the same team as Leo. He twisted the cap off the water and handed it to me. Hot out. You look flushed. I took it, our fingers brushing. I saw Leo stop dead halfway across the court, his expression hardening. Thanks. I gave Sam a small smile. You played well those last few minutes. With you watching, had to. Sam settled beside me, our shoulders nearly touching. He leaned in slightly to speak, his breath warm near my ear. I could feel Leo's stare like a physical heat. He finally marched over, inserting himself into the narrow space between Sam and me. Hey, who's this? The question was aimed at Sam, but his eyes were on me. Sam looked up, feigning pleasant surprise.
Leo. He, man. Sam.
Freshman. He turned to me, familiarity in his tone. Tim, you know Leo? I hadn't answered before Leo did. We lived together. He stressed the words, his arm coming around my shoulders in a claiming motion.
He shifted subtly toward Sam.
Sam's a friend. Leo's eyes narrowed. This who you were with last night? I held his gaze, silent. The whistle blew for the second half. Leo shot me a final loaded look, a mix of hurt and a silent plea before jogging back onto the court. He played like a man possessed. All lazy grace was gone, replaced by a fierce, almost aggressive energy. He drove to the basket, stole passes, scored relentlessly. After every basket, his eyes flicked to the bleachers. To me, the game ended in a decisive win. As his teammates celebrated, Leo shoved through them, coming straight for me. Sweat plastered his shirt to his chest, his breath coming hard. Timothy, we need to talk. His grip on my wrist was iron. Leo let go. Sam stood up. Hey man. A single, blistering look from Leo silenced him. Now, he pulled me away from the stands, ignoring the stairs, heading for the athletic center. The team locker room was empty, the others still outside. The door slammed shut behind us, the lock echoing. He backed me against the cold metal of the lockers, his body radiating heat, the familiar scent of his soap cutting through the sweat. Who is he? The words were gritted out. A friend. What kind of friend gets that close? His thumb brushed my cheekbone, rough and possessive. What kind of friend makes you blush? I jerked my head away. What's your problem, Leo? You're the one who said we were both straight. What are you so afraid of? He went still, the anger momentarily displaced by confusion. I leaned closer, my lips near his ear. Or do you think I'm one of those people now? That I'm interested in him? He recoiled as if burned, putting space between us. He began to pace a caged animal. No, that's not what I meant. A knock sounded. Sam's voice, tentative, came from the hall. Tim, you okay? We still on for dinner? I moved toward the door. Leo was pulling his damp shirt over his head. His torso was sculpted, defined, a drop of sweat tracing a path down his abdomen. My fingers tapped the door handle. Time for the final push. Probably not, Leo. He paused, shirt half on. Why? I gave him a slow, deliberate smile. Because we have a date. You were right. I am gay. And I'm going on a date. Before I could turn the handle, his arm shot out, barring the door. He looked past me, his voice flat. He's busy. The team captain chose that moment to stick his head in. There you are. Team dinner. Tim, you're coming too, right? Seeing my nod, Leo had little choice but to agree. At the loud, crowded sports bar, I took a seat. Immediately, two bodies filled the spaces on either side. Leo on my left, Sam on my right. Leo was withdrawn, nursing a beer, but his attention was a constant weight on me, sharpening whenever Sam leaned in to speak. The noise level rose as a drinking game commenced. The king slammed his cup on the table. 6 and 3. One person does 10 push-ups with the other sitting on their back. I flipped my card. 6. Sam waved his card with a triumphant grin. 3. The table erupted. Tim's too slight to be the base. Sam, you're under. Fine by me, Sam said easily. Not happening, Leo growled. He took my cup. I'll drink his penalty. Double. Protests arose.
Sam smiled thinly.
Tim didn't say he minded, Leo. Don't speak for him. I was looking forward to it. The air grew tense. I saw Leo's knuckles whiten. An idea struck. You don't want me to do it, I said to Leo. Then to Sam, you do. I took Leo's hand from my waist and Sam's from the table and clasped them together. For fairness. You two do it. Leo looked horrified. Sam looked ill. The rest of the table roared with approval. In the end, neither would do it and they both drank their penalties instead. Later, Leo took a phone call in the hall, his eyes locked on Sam the whole time. When he hung up, his face was stormy. He grabbed my arm, muttering an excuse, and pulled me into an empty function room. "What is your problem? You said you had a date with him." Leo loomed over me. "Do you know what Sam does? For money?" I feigned ignorance. "He's an escort. He plays people. You think you can handle that?" I widened my eyes, pretending to consider. "He's very charming, though, and interested. What's a girl to do?" Leo stared, then stormed out, returning minutes later with a reluctant-looking bar manager and a young man wearing heavy eyeliner and a nervous expression. "What do you do exactly?" Leo demanded. The young man glanced at the manager, then back at Leo's thunderous face. We serve drinks? Talk? Some clients like dancing, kissing, that kind of thing. Do you go home with them? Sometimes, if the price is right. But I don't do, like, groups or anything." "Get out," Leo snarled. The young man fled. Leo turned back to me. "You hear that?" I nodded. "And you'd choose that?" I tilted my head. "He's attentive, handsome, probably in great shape." Leo moved then, crowding me back onto a plush booth until I was pinned. "You've checked?" His look was dangerous. I shook my head quickly. "Just assuming. Am I not good to you?" He breathed. "I'm in shape." He grabbed my hand, shoved it under the hem of his shirt and flat against his stomach. The muscles jumped under my palm. "See?" I let my fingers trace the ridges for a moment, then pulled away. "Very impressive. A real shame you're my straight best friend. You have nothing to worry about." Instead of soothing him, it made him angrier. "You don't want me? But you'd want some hustler?" Annoyed, I pressed the sole of my foot against his thigh. "What's that supposed to mean?" His gaze traveled over my face, settling on my mouth. "That you look like someone who needs taking care of." My foot slid higher. "And you? Do you want to take care of me?" His breathing hitched. "Sweetheart, I'm starting to think I might have a problem." A laugh escaped me. I pressed down harder. "For a straight guy, absolutely." I removed my foot. "Figure it out, Leo, or leave me alone." A cold war began. I ignored the breakfasts he left, rebuffed his attempts to climb into my bed, and didn't react when he called me sweetheart. He grew increasingly agitated. Finally, he cornered me outside the bathroom, his eyes rimmed with red. He caught the hem of my shirt between his fingers. "Timothy, why are you being so cold?" I placed a single finger on his chest, holding him at bay. "Cold? I'm treating you like any other friend. It'll only get more distant, Leo. I'll date someone, hug them, kiss them, share a bed with them. And you'll become less and less important. Until you're just a memory." His arms wrapped around me, crushing me to him. "No, please."
I'm sorry.
"Look at me. I'm a guy too. I'm not bad to look at, my family's comfortable, I've got the abs, we have history. It makes sense." He ducked his head, his dark eyes pleading. "Just give me a chance." Leo pursued me with the subtlety of a marching band. His self-reinvention was seamless. Aside from the outdated, painfully heteronormative dating advice he seemed to find online. I intercepted him trying to buy out the entire stock of red roses from the campus florist. Our roommates, Chris and Ethan, took the news of his courting in stride. Chris nudged Ethan. "Told you they weren't official yet. Pay up." Ethan groaned, handing over cash. "Leo, man, after all that and you're still not together? You're doing it wrong." He even ran into the boy from the quad again. The boy glared. "I thought you were straight." Leo, who now treated the word as an insult, fired back. "You're straight. Your whole family is straight." Walking across campus with him, I began to notice small clusters of students, often women, watching us pass with knowing smiles. Once, at the dining hall, he went to get napkins and came back looking strangely flustered. He wouldn't explain. I checked his phone later. I found a group chat titled, "Has the puppy caught his human yet?" It was massive. Scrolling revealed snippets. Leo, he fell asleep on the couch. Looks like an angel. User, CP's life. Pic or IT didn't happen Leo. He smells like my shampoo now. And coffee. User, hard eyes. I need details Leo. He got mad and shoved me today. It was kind of great. User, low S human is mine. Calling him yours already? Put a ring on it first. User, Leo S human is mine. Was removed by Leo. There were countless threads of him asking for advice, receiving enthusiastic, if not entirely wholesome, suggestions from his newfound fan club. I looked up at him. He was fidgeting by his desk. Care to explain? He crept over, resting his chin on my shoulder. See? We have supporters. Supporting what? Your newfound appreciation for light abuse? No, they're just helping me. Tell me how to do this right. His arms came around me from behind, his hands covering mine. I'm trying so hard. I'm scared I'll be too late. The room was quiet. What do you want, Leo? You.
No hesitación.
Not as a buddy. Not as a roommate. As yours. I thought of our first year, the polar vortex that hit. He'd wake up at dawn to secure 2 seats at the only warm library on campus, just so I could study. When I caught the flu, he skipped a midterm to stay in the infirmary, reading his notes aloud to me while I drifted in and out of sleep. Leo, I said softly, remember sophomore year, when that guy from your finance class asked if I was your boyfriend? He tensed, then nodded. You said, don't be ridiculous. He's my best friend. I never forgot that. Panic flashed across his face. Tim, do you understand now? I interrupted. If you ever call me just a friend, or talk about being straight again, I will actually bite you. He leaned in until our foreheads touched. Timothy Reed, he whispered, the words solid and sure. I'm in love with you. I think I have been for a very long time. I was just an idiot who couldn't see it. His eyes were close enough that I could see my reflection in them. And now I see it perfectly. He brushed his lips against the bridge of my nose. So, can I have a title? Sweetheart? A real smile broke through then. I looped my arms around his neck. We'll see. You're on probation.